Paintball Magician by Jane Chefs. Alex wasn't very good at paintball. His friends, great paintball aficionados, used to make fun of him because he was always the first one to die in the games, often in strange and humiliating ways. But not today. Today, he was determined to show everyone what he was made of. And so far, he was succeeding. They were running around the campus, shooting at each other as usual, but strangely, Alex was still alive. 3 of the 8 players were already out of the game, watching from their stands and taking bets on what strange death would befall Alex this time. The rest were fighting for a trophy for their respective teams. Unable to believe his luck, Alex ducked behind a pile of hay and carefully peered over the top. Emil was running across the field, shooting yellow balls at Alex's teammates. He seemed such an easy target. Alex was about to jump up and shoot Emil when a yellow ball of paint narrowly missed his face and splashed on the hay. Alex reacted on sheer adrenaline. He sprinted through the field at a speed that even Usain Bolt would have trouble keeping up with. Halfway through the field, however, he realized he was far too light. He stopped dead in his tracks, looked down at his empty hands, and then over his shoulder at the pile of hay. Instantly, his heart sank. Luke was aiming at Alex with Alex's gun at his feet. Another yellow paintball whizzed past his ear and hit the ground behind him. Feeling that there wasn't much else he could do, Alex sprinted to the other end of the field and ducked behind an old wooden shed. He frantically scoured the ground for anything he could use as a weapon. After a short, nerve-wracking search, he unearthed an old rusty pan. 3 other players went to the stands in the field, so it was just him and Luke. Normally, being the last teammate still standing would have been a huge success, but Alex had a feeling that he would still have trouble living down the fact that he had forgotten to take his gun with him when he ran for cover. Holding the pan in front of him like a shield, he peered out from behind the shed and scanned the entire field looking for Luke. He couldn't see him anywhere. With a trembling hand, he lifted his helmet to get a better look. Then a twig snapped in the far corner of the shed and his skin crawled. It had to be Luke. Anyone else would have shot him on sight, but Luke always wanted to have a bit of fun. Alex took a deep breath and turned around, holding the pan in front of his chest. Luke grinned as he circled around Alex, aiming at him. Alex closed his eyes. He didn't need to see the paintball flying towards him. "This is going to be fun," Luke smirked. Within seconds, Alex heard a paintball whiz past him. Several more followed, but nothing else happened. He opened his eyes and looked down at his clean chest. Frowning, he looked over his shoulder at the wall behind him. It was drenched in the bright yellow of Luke's paintballs. He turned to Luke, who was also looking at the wall, frowning bewilderedly. Luke aimed again and fired, this time hitting Alex's pan. Alex gaped at the partly rusty, partly yellow pan. He couldn't believe his eyes. Luke aimed again, but his gun just clicked without firing any more paintballs. After a few more clicks, he angrily threw the empty gun to the ground. Alex breathed a sigh of relief. "Don't be too happy," Luke snarled. "I have several grenades and you have an old rusty frying pan. It's simple math." He grabbed one of the grenades from his belt and released the safety pin. In a panic, Alex looked at his pan and then, without even thinking, threw it at Luke. The moment the pan left his hand, he realized that this was probably a bad idea. They were all protected against small paintballs, but a pan could seriously injure Luke. True, Alex didn't like Luke, but he didn't hate him either. Now everything happened as if in slow motion. Alex watched as the pan soared through the air, approaching Luke. For a moment, he wasn't sure if he was happy or sad. To win the game would be a dream. To win him by knocking Luke unconscious would probably taint the experience, although it would probably still be worth it. As the pan flew away from Alex, The grenade flew through the air towards him. Halfway through, it hit the handle of the spinning pan and ricocheted back near Luke's feet. As the grenade hit the ground, it exploded, covering Luke in yellow paint all over. The pen then fell to the ground, narrowly missing Luke's feet. There was a moment of complete silence as their friends watched the two players from the stands. Then there was a loud roar of laughter. That was the day Alex was given his new nickname, Paintball Magician.